So TikTok in the US went offline for a minute yesterday, and I just want to come on here and have a chat to you regarding this and treating this as like a cautionary tale. See, for us in Australia, we were still able to access TikTok. For those who are in the United States, and it doesn't matter whether you're in the United States or whether you're outside of the United States, but I believe as long as your account was created in the United States, you were taken offline for a period of less than 24 hours. And this all has to do with all this stuff about national security and things like that. And I'm not here to debate that issue. What I want to talk to you about in this video was the fact that for those of us who are just casual users of TikTok, who just like doom scrolling, who just enjoy watching stuff, yes, it's a little bit of a nuisance, but it's not a huge deal because our livelihood doesn't depend on it. But for those TikTokers who are part of the creative fund and they earn a vast amount or even the majority of their income from TikTok, this is big business because what we don't know is the future of TikTok. As far as I gather, and I'm not even sure this is true, as far as I gather, the person who managed to reverse the TikTok ban is currently only a citizen of the United States and will not be sworn in as the president until the next day. But he has made all these promises about how firms who support him and allowed TikTok to come back online, that they wouldn't suffer any financial consequences of breaching any laws or anything like that. And I'm not even sure that the president of the United States has the power to do this, even if he was in power. So it opens a whole new can of worms, and that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is for a content creator who has a stake in TikTok as part of the creator fund, what happens to you if ultimately TikTok does get banned? What happens if you overnight lose all your subscribers, lose all your income? Are you in a position where you've got other income streams, or are you one of those people who've relied 100% on income from TikTok and now you're running the risk that potentially you have no income whatsoever? You see, one of the things about social media platforms is that at the moment we feel that it is our right and that if we're good enough, that if we have enough subscribers, if we get enough viewers, that we can make a lot of money on social media. But as we've seen in the last 24 hours, the hand that giveth can also taketh away. And if we haven't got a plan, if we don't diversify, if we don't have other methods of earning income, we are actually leaving ourselves very, very vulnerable. Because if one of these social media platforms just shuts down for any reason, if it crashes, if there's anything political, if there's anything like what's happening to TikTok, we run the risks of putting not only ourselves, but potentially our family in jeopardy because we are no longer in a position where we're earning money. So in life, whether you're earning money or not, it doesn't matter. Your bills still come. The bank still comes after you. You still have to pay your rent. You still have to pay your bills. You still have to pay your electricity. You still have to pay for food. They don't care if you've suddenly lost your ability to earn money. And this is one of those things that any content creator must be aware of. And the key to all this is if you are a content creator who relies on social media to earn money, especially if it forms the majority of your income, you need to have a backup plan. You need to be able to diversify. By diversification, it's like any type of investment. What that means is, yes, you may earn a lot of income from a particular app or platform, but you need to find alternate ways. So a simple example of that is, for example, if you earn money on TikTok, you must make yourself present on some of the other social media platforms like Instagram, like Twitter or X, Facebook, etc. So if in case of the situation where TikTok goes down, you're still present on the other platforms and you may still be able to derive some income from there. And the other thing is there are other ways of earning income as a creator rather than just being paid by a certain creator fund. For example, you can do affiliate marketing, you can have brand sponsorships, you can do other things, you can sell products, you can have memberships, etc., that allows you to diversify your ability to earn money so that you're not dependent on one platform that's going to basically hold you ransom. Even if nothing else happens to TikTok and it just goes back to business as usual, what would happen, for example, if all of a sudden TikTok decides to reduce the amount of money that goes into the creator fund? Just say for any social media platform, I don't know, for example, if there's a 50-50 relationship between you and the app where whatever income you earn, you split it evenly with the app. What happens if they decide that they're not making enough money and they're going to change to 30-70? So they're now earning 70% of the income and you're only getting 30. How adversely is that going to affect your lifestyle and that of your family? These are the things you got to think about. So I'm not unhappy that this has just happened to TikTok. I've been aware of it for a while, but I am not part of the creator fund on TikTok, so it doesn't affect me directly. There are loads and loads of creators who it does. For example, the OG of TikTok, Charlie D'Amelio, apparently, even with her diversified businesses, she's got other things going on, she's got her own companies and things like that. She derives a significant portion of her income from TikTok. And there are other less big TikTokers, but still significant TikTokers who have in the vicinity of 100 to a million subscribers who earn a lot of money on TikTok. What plans have they made in the event of this? Because this is not something that happened overnight. This has been on the cards for months. And hopefully some of these creators have had a backup plan, so it's not like, oh shit, I'm freaking out, they're stopping TikTok tomorrow, what am I going to do? Hopefully they've already made contingency plans so that their presence has been felt on other platforms. You see, it takes a while to develop a following. Just because you've got a big following on TikTok does not necessarily translate to a big following on Insta or Facebook, etc. It still takes time, because the reason why there's all these different social media platforms is because they have their own nuances and they're a little bit different. People who treat each social media platform exactly the same, they post the same stuff with the same copy, with the same thumbnail, with the same music, with the same everything, you will find that you don't get the same engagement on different platforms. Because, for example, if you're in LinkedIn, it's more of a business mindset, and they're going to be less interested in you cracking jokes over there as opposed to what would happen on TikTok, for example. So even if you're making the same videos, you need to change the copy a little bit to make it relevant to that platform. And it's a matter of creators knowing these facts, and that all of us need to be aware of the nuances of the different platforms and make content based on the requirements or the intricacies of that platform. As far as currently, even during the brief ban of TikTok in the US, a lot of Australian TikTokers were kind of making fun of it, saying, look, we got this because we're the only ones, us the Canadians pretty much are the only ones who are on it now, and there must be more room. But they haven't really thought about this very much. You see, I don't know about you, but a lot of the views that I've ever had on any social media platform, not just TikTok, come from the US. So if you've got the majority of your followers, if you got the majority of your views from people who come from the US, what happens if suddenly they get cut off? Is that not going to affect your account at all in a negative way? Is it going to be business as usual? Is it going to be smooth sailing? Are you actually going to get more views because only Aussies and Canadians and New Zealanders are on it now? No, I don't think so, because a lot of the stuff, a lot of the things that are driving social media, like it or not, comes from the United States. And if they're banned, if they're blocked, it does, even though you don't think so, it has a significant impact on how you're performing, even though you're not the ones getting banned. So let's not stick our head in the sand. Let's not pretend that this is the only thing that's going to ever happen. Even if TikTok survives this, even if the president comes up with some sort of plan that secures the future of TikTok, and that this doesn't happen, and we're not talking about this in 3 months' time or whatever, there's a possibility that this can happen on any platform at any time. So the key take-home message of this video is that if you're a content creator who's reliant on social media for your income, you need to have diversification and you need to have other income streams. You cannot rely on that platform or that app to be the sole provider, because you're like a hostage. Basically, they can do whatever they want to you and there's nothing you can do about it. What are you going to do? You're getting paid 50%, like I said before, and now all of a sudden you're only going to pay 30. What are you going to do? You're going to complain, you're going to whinge, you're going to cry, you're going to write letters to the company. They're not going to care. You need to find alternate ways of securing your family's financial future. And the only way to do that is diversification. Just like you wouldn't drop, no matter how good it is, you wouldn't spend your entire investment on Bitcoin. You wouldn't put all your money into Apple or Meta or any other company. You want to have little bits invested in different companies, so in case one of them goes belly up, it's only going to take out 10% of your assets or your income. And this is exactly how you should be thinking if you're using social media to provide yourself with any sorts of income. Even though I'm not an accountant, even though I'm not a financial advisor, this is pretty obvious to me that anyone who started getting really upset because TikTok was banned, look, there's two things, right? Yes, it feels bad if you lose all your subscribers. If you worked hard to earn 1 million subscribers, you lose them all in a space of 24 hours, that is super bad. But just imagine how much worse it is if you're relying on that platform for your groceries, for your electricity and your water and your mortgage or your rent, or your car payments. Imagine how much worse that is compared to just losing followers and losing views. So let's be smart about it. Let's not allow ourselves to be dictated to by any social media app or platform. Let's be sensible. Let's secure our future. And by doing that, we're going to treat this TikTok thing as a mere inconvenience rather than a complete disaster, because I've got a feeling that a lot of the big creators never anticipated that this was going to happen and never thought about what would happen if they lose all their income and they have to go work at a grocery store because they have to pay their bills. So let's not let ourselves get to that point. Let's be sensible. Let's be smart about this. Let's make a plan right now, because you don't know when the next TikTok ban is going to come. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time in another video. Bye.